I personally think Optimus Prime would be like the greatest khatib in the world.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters. It's your brother Ibrahim here. And once again, we're with another episode of Unscripted, this time with our beloved Sheikh Abdul Nasir Jangda. And he is going to be doing an activity for us. Sheikh, would you like to introduce this activity?
Absolutely. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. Alhamdulillah, it's a pleasure to be here with everyone. So I thought that I would share just a little bit of some passion that I have, a little bit of a hobby, if you will, something that's always fascinated me personally, and that's calligraphy. I thought I could share just a little bit of the passion that I have for it.
Since we're all stuck in quarantine, getting a hold of a sheikh to ask some decent questions can be difficult. Luckily, Sheikh Abdul Nasir is going to be here with us today doing his calligraphy. And the agreement is, while he does his calligraphy, I get to ask him 21 of the most ridiculous questions I can think of. Sheikh, I'm sorry to say, you're going to be regretting this real fast.
Inshallah.
Walk us through. What are you doing?
The first thing I wanted to basically mention is that, calligraphy is something really fascinating, really beautiful. And in every culture, it's obviously something that has always been a huge part of the culture and the arts and artistic expression, from anything to, writing, the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm doing it on my iPad, which is not always the greatest tool. It's going to be the easiest thing to be able to.
Speaking of easy, let's start you off with an easy question. What's your favorite fruit?
My favorite fruit is mango.
We share that. That's my favorite fruit as well.
So that says Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. That's kind of cool how everything else went dark.
I don't know if that was intended or not.
Hey, it's a cool effect. Listen, we're pulling out all the stops. Fancy stuff over here, special effects and all.
Special effects. And here's another special one. Kit Kat or Snickers?
Oh, Kit Kat. Every day, all day, all the time, non-stop.
So we're starting off with the Basmala, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Yeah, so we did the Basmala. There's ways to different scripts and different ways. Eid Mubarak. And,
what car do you drive?
I actually drive a pickup truck.
Whoa. That is so alpha. I was not expecting that.
I'm a Texan, so as far as I'm concerned, it's just normal.
Complete this sentence. Everything is bigger in Texas except...
Everything is bigger in Texas except the mountains.
Are there mountains in Texas?
There are. All right, let's not make this conversation disrespectful, okay? There are some mountains in Texas. We have a little bit out in West Texas and things like that, but it's not the most...
What is the proper procedure to execute a flawless Eid hug?
The proper procedure to execute the flawless Eid hug is, in the current circumstances, to not hug. Look at that.
Listen to that, boys and girls.
Responsible. Social distancing, kids. Under normal circumstances, one thing that you want to do is you don't want to kind of grab on too tightly. You want to be able to bounce, right? It's just like this quick bounce on either side, just real quick. You got to move quickly. Well, one of the most iconic phrases of the Quran and of the Islamic tradition is, of course, to say Alhamdulillah. And so you see the script can kind of change a little bit there. You can take some liberties. You can kind of extend out the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Do you get an acceptance letter from Qalam, in the mail? Like Hogwarts?
You get it in the email.
Oh, so you don't get like a Hogwarts letter?
No, you don't get a Hogwarts letter.
Because, I'd feel very thrilled if I got a Qalam letter in the mail and I'd be like, yo, I'm going to see Dumbledore, Sheikh Abdul Nasir.
You know what? You've inspired me. I actually have a meeting tomorrow with the admissions team. I will share your idea with them.
What is your childhood cartoon show?
Transformers, the first iteration, the very first kind of concept of it came out when I was a kid, basically about 80 years ago. But
you're an Optimus Prime guy.
Yeah. Oh my God, I obsessed over Optimus Prime. It was ridiculous.
Do you think you could do an Optimus Prime impression? Say like Eid Mubarak and Optimus Prime voice?
I would not be able to do it justice. I personally think Optimus Prime would be like the greatest khatib in the world. So this is a verse of the Quran. وَفَوْقَ كُلِّ ذِي عِلْمٍ عَلِيمٍ. As you can see, kind of it's not as clean as it should because the iPad is not optimal for calligraphy, but you play around with the script a little bit. It says وَفَوْقَ كُلِّ ذِي عِلْمٍ عَلِيمٍ, which means above every person who knows something, there is the one who knows everything.
And I swear to God, this was not scripted, but the next question is, if a student writes Allahu A'lam on every question in a test, would you fail him?
This actually happened maybe...
You're kidding.
No, this happened maybe about a month or so ago. We had an exam and the student wrote for one of the questions, Wallahu ta'ala a'lam bis-sawab, God knows best. And I did not fail the student.
Yeah, because he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Does qalam give detention if you misbehave?
No, there's no detention. You just basically have to spend a little extra time with me.
If I joined, would you guys institute detention? You might want to.
We'd think about it. We'd look into it.
So if you could spend a day with an American historical figure, who would it be?
Probably Benjamin Franklin. He seemed like he was a really, truly, he was truly an intellectual. He was a very brilliant person, a very thoughtful person, a philosopher, and he just fascinates me.
Are you ready for a deep question?
Yeah, well, inshallah, we'll see. We'll try.
When was the last time you did something for the first time?
Oh, and you want to know the answer? The answer
the question
is 3 hours ago.
Really?
3 hours ago.
Is it Laylatul Qadr right now? What is happening?
You saw Muhammad sitting there. He just left. My son Muhammad, you saw him sitting there, and if you probably noticed, he looked nice and clean and cut up and lined up really nicely. I gave Muhammad a haircut. His reaction to don't move was...
Move.
That's it. Just move.
Okay. Coffee in the morning, yay or nay?
Oh, absolutely. There is no morning if there's no coffee, brother. I was just kind of, going for something a little bit more nice and neat, kind of written, in a sense of, simplicity when it comes to calligraphy is still something really remarkable because it's just about the precision. In the 29th juz, Allah says, وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَىٰ خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. Allah tells the Prophet that most certainly you are upon a very great and noble character.
Next question. What is the Muslim student equivalent of my dog ate my homework?
I was praying, I was making dua, and I fell asleep, and I forgot to do my homework. It is a thing, trust me.
You know what I would say?
Yes.
I was possessed by a jinn. So, Sheikh, how did the bullet lose its job?
It was shot?
It was fired.
It was fired. Look at that. MashaAllah.
Do you shoot by any chance? Do you shoot?
I do. I'm from Texas. It's just a part of our culture.
Is your last name related at all to the game, Jangda?
It's not. But whenever I'm interacting with somebody who's not familiar with, Urdu or even Arabic, or just doesn't get our pronunciation, and they're not understanding how to say my last name, I just say Jangda. And they look at me like, the game?
Yeah, and you should be like, listen, I'm fun like the game, but my cousin, his last name is Jumanji, like, you better stay away from him. All right, Sheikh, Grand Canyon or Niagara Falls?
I've been wanting to go back to the Grand Canyon, but I've actually been holding off. My girls, they're a little bit older now, mashallah. I've been waiting for this guy to get a little bit older. I have to hike for 7 hours to get there and 7 hours to get back, or 8 hours to get there, 8 hours to get back. And so you have to spend the night there, kind of camp out. I'm just waiting for my kids to be old enough to kind of tough it out.
Listen, if you need a babysitter, good luck. Fireworks or rainbow?
I just find fireworks to be just kind of tedious and overrated. I'll take a rainbow any day.
Would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 10 duck-sized horses?
10 duck-sized horses.
Why?
Because ducks are gross.
This may be a bit of a fiqh question, but why is it always Maghrib in Morocco?
Oh, brother.
I gotta say, you're a great audience. The last guy was not laughing. He was not having it.
There's not a good answer to that question.
Okay. if you had to be stuck on an island with one other sheikh in the world, who would you choose?
And I can pick anybody.
Anybody. Even me. Wink, wink.
So if I had to pick just one person, mashallah, one of the leaders of our community, then it would have to be Abdurrahman Murphy. That's my dude.
Okay, Sheikh, we've completed 21 questions. I want to say you've been amazing. Yeah, and you gave some really great answers. You kept your cool, mashallah. You kept your patience. Great job, great answers, and you've been a great sport. And Jazakallah khair. I don't know what else to say.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all of our worship in the month of Ramadan. I want to say Eid Mubarak to everyone watching, everyone listening. Eid Mubarak to you and to all your families. And please support the work that ICNA Relief does, that the Prophet ﷺ taught us, that تُؤْخَذُ مِنْ أَغْنِيَائِهِمْ وَتُؤَدُّ إِلَى فُقَرَائِهِمْ. You take from the wealthy other people and you give to the needy amongst those same people. So I really appreciate ICNA Relief's work because they focus on so many of the needs here that are present locally here, domestically here, in our country, in our communities, in our backyard, figuratively. And so, Jazakumullah khairan, please support the work ICNA Relief does. And thank you very much for spending a little time with me.